Wait, you invested in another piece of real estate after telling people not to invest in real estate?
Shame.
The Jamie Dimon play.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Robert here. Well, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth, if you will. If any of you follow these gentlemen over at EYL, I believe it was a little over a year ago, Rashad was lamenting about how real estate was a horrible investment. And I think the gentleman Ian mentioned there that, hey, wait a minute, did you just say you purchased more real estate after telling folks not to? And so you do whatever you got to do to get people's attention. And more times than not, if it bleeds, it leads. If it's negative, you're going to get a lot of eyeballs. And then they play the game. They make the money that they need to make because they have your attention. As the old saying goes, where attention goes, the money flows. So I'm not mad at these guys. But here's the deal. Not only does he have a primary residence, he's also looking to buy investment property in this time when everybody's boo-hooing and poo-pooing real estate. Well, he knows something that I know, and those of us that know that real estate is always a good play. He used the Jamie Dimon play to get you guys to pay attention. Whole time, he was looking to get a good deal on real estate. Then he's using the loan products that are available to you as well, if you qualify, to be able to get the house, fix it up, and then pull all of your initial investment out and maybe even some more if the after repair value is good. And guess who pays for it? All of you that he told not to buy a house because now is not the good time. And the rich keep getting richer. And these are some of the reasons why. So caveat emptor, buyer beware.
And I will say this when it comes to mortgages. I think I might have mentioned this before, but I actually have a property that I purchased in cash. And I'm doing a cash out refi. So this is information for anybody that's interested. If you own a property, you can still refi a property that you don't have a mortgage on. And the benefit with that is that with the cash out refi, when they do an appraisal, they appraise it at what the current price is. So long story short, if everything goes according to plan, I'm not done yet. I'll update you when it's over, but it looks like I could potentially maybe get more, slightly more, or at the very least, like around the same that I actually paid for the property.
Yeah.
So that's helpful because that's like if you buy a property for 280 and then it's worth 400, then you actually can get 280 back or 300,000, right? That's beneficial because now, of course, you actually have a mortgage on it, so you got to pay monthly. But if you have a tenant, then they could pay that via their rent. But even if you don't, you're able to have capital that you can do other things with, deploy into the market, reinvest, buy more real estate if you're interested. So cash out refi, I don't think we spoke about that before, but that was something that I wasn't fully aware of. That's a pretty powerful tool in the disposal when it comes to real estate. So you always have options when it comes to real estate.
Love a lot of things that he's saying. Refinancing to tap into one's equity. In this instance, they're talking about an investment property. He's not saying that, but it's an investment property. But for those of you that have equity in your primary residences, you may not know that you can tap into those equities for some of the reasons he just mentioned. Another business venture, something that's going to cause you to have that money grow to benefit your future self, right? But people can do HELOCs, home equity lines of credits, HE loans, same concept, other than it's fixed. Some HE loans have a period in which you can draw up and down at a fixed interest rate. But the key is you could tap into the equity via refinancing. And that might not be a bad idea in the times that we're in to take advantage of opportunities because everybody's scared like you. Remember, he told you not to buy, but they're buying. So you got to do what they do and not what they say. But you don't get to see what they do. And then you get the snarky laugh because the game is to be sold and not told. I'll put it that way. So again, not mad at them. Lastly, before we move forward, remember, real estate is a tool. A lot of you guys get all hot and bothered about real estate, not understanding that Those that can will, and those of us who can't. But what we do is get online and complain. The deal is this. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. I understand it's nobody's fault. It is what it is. Nothing is going to change by me complaining or you complaining. You have to figure out how you can use said tool. And then for those of you all that have bought the home, if you didn't buy it correctly, thinking that it was a Vegas slot machine, I think they do this now on the slots and not this, you bought it the wrong way. It's not an option play. It's a tool, and you have to understand it's a long-term tool. In this case, they're taking advantage of all of you that are crying about the price or you can't afford the price legitimately, but you're going to live somewhere. And he knows how to go into areas that you may not want to live in because it's beneath you, fixing up those places, and they're going to be getting $225, $3,000, $3,200 a month rent, and you're going to pay for it because remember, they told you not to buy. So you can rent from them. Not just him, but what's the guy's name with all the multifamily? I forgot his name. Not Gary V, but Uncle G, Cardone, and all of these folks that pump all this fear in you because they understand how to use the tool. Before I move forward, just remember, you can too, but you got to get out of the fear zone and you have to understand how to properly use the tool. Let's check it out.
Does the interest rate become higher because it's a cash out refi?
Well, remember, I don't have an interest rate right now because
I'm saying when you do it.
It's whatever the interest rate is.
It's not like
It's like
higher.
It's like buying a new home.
Okay. So like if it's 7.5 is the rate right now, then 7.5 is the rate that you're getting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, there's one thing I like about the brother that just spoke. The times that I've watched him, he wants to get the information right. Not saying that the others don't. They play more to the business, right? Telling you just enough to wet the whistle to get you to stay on the treadmill. But he brings out a great point, and that's the interest rate. Yes, interest rates are going to be higher. Anytime you pull monies out, okay, for investment purposes, investment money is more risky. So anytime you don't have a lot of documentation, higher rate. Anytime you remove yourself from your primary residence and add other properties on, then the rate is going to be higher. So know and understand that when you're going through. If you're refinancing and pulling cash out of your primary residence, a lot of times the rate is going to be a lot better because the concept is this. You're going to do all you can not to lose your primary residence. If it's an investment property, if it goes under, well, you might not fight as hard to keep it, right? So there's money to be had in this industry. And the best part from what they're saying, again, and I'm not mad at them, is that you are going to pay for it. Everybody that they're telling not to buy, so much so that a lot of you have missed the boat to buy it individually because prices are up. And regardless of what these folks are saying, they're not coming down. Don't listen to what they say. Go look at the numbers and let that motivate you to not let someone like me or whoever, for whatever reason, get you to believe what it is that you wanted to believe, right? Confirmation bias in whatever area. In this case, we're talking about those saying house prices are too high. Well, they're high, but like he says, real estate has a lot of different options and it's a great tool to use. So you have to figure out if that's one of the tools you're going to put into your toolbox. Not the only one out there, but it's a great one. Let's move forward.
When I found that out, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, because imagine if you could just go around buying auction properties at low prices, and then doing some quick, or even like fixer up, right? Then increasing their value very quickly, and then doing cash out refis, and then getting more money than you actually paid for it. Put a tenant in there, have the tenant pay the rent, which is covering the cost of the actual new mortgage that you actually have. But now you have new money that you can buy new property with, right? Like you can scale in my mind, you can scale a real estate portfolio relatively quickly in that type of scenario.
So there you have it. Hopefully you learned some things. Real estate is great. It's a great tool, has a ton of options that you can use to build your wealth now and for generations to come. You must know how to use it, however. like any tool. If you use it improperly, it can hurt you. So don't listen to what people say, because more times than not, when it comes to this media thing with a lot of folks, remember, the attention, where it goes, the money flows. And a lot of people will do whatever they have to do to keep that money train going. Or we could call it the Jamie Dimon play. I'll let you guys look that up to figure out who Jamie Dimon is and how he played a lot of you guys out there when it came to Bitcoin a couple of years back. That's what they do. They get you distracted over here, and then over here, they're building a great real estate portfolio, and you're going to pay for it. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. But before I do, I'm a lender, and I help simplify the home loan process. So if you're out there and your ears were tickled, you got a little itch, and you want to know how it is that you could possibly tap into the equity into your primary residence, or learn how you can take advantage of these affordable homes that you guys don't want to buy, fix them up so that you can run them back to you guys that think the market is crashing. My information is pinned in the comment section and the description of the video. You guys get some rest, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.